Marco here, welcome back to FTB DW20, episode 6 I think. I'm going to stop saying episode numbers in case I start getting them wrong. Now, I've got a lot to get through this episode. I want to start by... I've done a bit of Botania, I'm going to do a bit more in a minute, but that's a basic setup there to get some mana. So I did that yesterday, I wanted to get some mana built up overnight. So I did that after the last episode. As you can see there, I've got, on the map, I've got a death point. I was being real tight, I was fighting zombies. I was down to about 4 hearts of health, and I didn't want to actually drink a regen potion until an enderman got me. Until an enderman came, I looked across and I thought, is that a zombie? And it was an enderman, and he come across, and my potion of regen went on my bar. Anyway, it's a shame I didn't get it on camera because it's a bit of a mess. Anyway, I died. Meh. But never mind. So I'm going to remove that. I've got a thing there called an all aspect node. There's a node across that way, 400 meters away, and it's got 2 primal aspects and 1 other aspect, and the other aspect I've looked what it breaks down, and it breaks down to all the other primals, so I think that can be a good node for later on for Foundcraft. Right, what I want to do in this episode, I want to carry on with the Botania stuff. So if you remember, in fact, done a couple of things overnight. I made a chunk loader. I haven't ticked Botania yet because we haven't quite got into it that much. I also made an ender chest and an ender pouch. So, as you can see, I've got an ender chest there. Ender pouch, I mean, in my inventory. The actual ender chest that goes with it is underneath that block there. I made some Foundcraft Foundation stuff just for the V discount for when I'm crafting stuff as well. But yeah, there's the ender chest is actually underneath there, and the chunk loader is underneath that block, I think. Is that right? Yeah, there it is. Yep. There's my chunk loader. And I wanted to get a chunk loader made last night before I logged off, so that this got plenty of essence berries overnight, and it worked. I also made 5 more of them for the other ones, so that all the essence berries are automated. Now, while we're down here, that filled up, this filled up, I swapped it, and it filled the second one up, and I was manually making some compressed double, triple, and a quadruple there. Now the quintuple, which you need for the deep dark portal, needs 65,000, so we're nowhere near that yet. What I'm going to do, if I get time this episode, probably won't get time this episode, but if not this episode, the next, I'm going to make a quick Steve's Factory Manager crafting thing, so it also crafts that cobble that makes into quadruples, because we need 4 quadruples and 1 quintuple. So that's on my list. I want to automate my farms up top. I want the string and the reeds and the tree farm automated. So I'm going to do a little simple setup that I've used before with an MFR harvester and an IO photovoltaic cell. Doesn't run very quick, but because I'm now chunk loaded, that doesn't matter, because it'll run over the night while I'm asleep. So that's all good. So it's little passively automated farms. I'm going to get one of them. Hey, Crystal Growth, definitely not going to do this episode. Empower Armor, I've got quite a few ender pearls, mostly because I put looting onto my ender there. So every time I've killed one now, I've had 2 or 3 ender pearls off it, which is very nice. Now, I don't want to start spending them on empowering my armor or getting to the end. I need to do both, really. The main reason why I want to go to the end is to get ender lily seeds. That's rather from dungeon loot or the end. Go fight the dragon. Sorry, I'm just moving my chair on there a bit. So they're on the list as well. But we're going to carry on with the Botania stuff for now. Right, I've just been crafting a bit of stuff ready for later. Now, once that's done, is that in fairness mode yet? I'm going to make some more dark steel. Now, this dark steel armor, it goes down pretty heavy. I've put unbreaking on them too, and repaired them, and they're wearing down pretty quick. These need repairing pretty soon, to be honest. So for that, I need to make sure I've got plenty of dark steel, so I'm making more. Now, I'm expecting this to be a lot more durable once it's empowered. At the minute, because it's not empowered, it's wearing down real quick, and it's pretty. I think it's the same as iron armor, isn't it? It's this. I like this because I think it'll grow into really strong armor. I actually plan to use the redstone arsenal armor at some point, because I've never used it before, because that wasn't in last time I used redstone arsenal. But anyway, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly make some plants, to go with those day blooms, just to show you how the day blooms are made, in case you've never seen it. I'll sleep so there's no fighting going on out there. There we go. I killed another ghast, as you can see there. I got returned to sender. I killed another ghast, got another 2 ghast tiers. So I'm down to, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 regen potions. But hopefully we're going to get this Kanade med, so we can have regen at the base, so the potions are actually throw out in the field in danger time use. Right, I need a bucket of water, which I've got. Now what I'm going to do here is I want 12 black petals. I want 3 grey petals, 6 purple petals, and I need some seeds, of course, which I forgot again. So I'm going to grab some seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it seems the easiest way to do this. This is how I made the day blooms. Is get them all lined up on your bar like this, so you can go click and then Q, 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 Q. And there we go. A nightshade. It's the same as a day bloom, but it works at night. Makes sense, yeah. And I put something too much in there, did I? There's still something in there. Oh, does it only take one of them? But it's giving me one. Let's have a look. I was understanding it had 2 black ones. Let's have a look at nightshade. So nightshade is a generating flora. It says there it's a counterpart to the day bloom. And black petal, grey petal, purple petal. It looks like it didn't use it all up. That's interesting. So maybe get a chance of getting your petals back. So let's try that again then. Water, black, oops, throwing the bucket in. Black petal, grey petal, purple petal, seed. Oh, because it left the water in last time as well. That must be a bonus that I'm not aware of. Q, 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 Q. So you can see, if you get them lined up like this, it's actually pretty quick to make these. I'm just going to make 6 of these real quick. Now, I've been told that 6 day blooms keeps the, what do you call it, going? The regen plant. So with 6 day blooms and 6 night blooms, I should be able to run it anytime I want. Now, well, these are the same as the fact that if you have them too close, they cross. But I'm wondering if, because these only work one at a time, these will work when it's day, and these will work when it's night. So they shouldn't affect each other, is my scientific reasoning. But let's find out. So it does reach the mana spreader, you can see there. That's good. You see, can't really see what's happening because daytime, but there's no stuff spreading between them. Now if you place these close to next to each other, I'll show you what I mean. So put them next to each other, what you'll start seeing is feedback between them. Or you should. I might be lying. No, I'm not lying, but you will start seeing feedback. But I'll leave them there for a bit. We're in no rush for power. I thought I had a creeper. So there we go. The other thing I wanted to do is I made one of these yesterday. It's called a mana spreader. Now the mana spreader, as you can see, with the one of the forest, if you mouse over any of your plants, it gets a little box around it. That shows you that that's connected to that. So I'll show you how to make a mana spreader in just a minute, because I didn't do that on camera today. So it's really straightforward. It's just some living wood, a gold ingot, and any colour petal. So there we go, that's how I made that. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to pick that up because I want to modify that slightly and make it into a redstone mana spreader, because I don't want the regen on all the time. There's no point in using mana when my health is full. So what I can do is I can combine that with a redstone. There we go, and then it's now a redstone mana spreader. Wonderful. So I presume, and this is a presumption on my part, that I need a lever for that. So let's make a unsightly vanilla lever. There we go. Head back up. So all you do is you place this. Seem to be affecting each other like I expected it to. But you can see they're giving off particle effects because they. Now, are you on? I don't know how to specify if it's on or off. I can't put a lever on it. Right, I'll have to check the wiki on that. It seems to have turned off when I did that anyway. I am confused. Anyway, right, I don't want to dwell too long on that. I'll check that out off cam and let you know later. I'll put that back there for now. That seems to be going up. Actually, that seems to be going up. So it looks like it needs a redstone signal, which gets in the way of my flowers a bit. Can I put the block underneath it? Of course I can. There's no gravity. There we go, that'll do. So I'll just give a redstone signal on it like that for now. So what that does is that sends mana to this thing. This is called a mana pool. Now the mana pool I made off camera as well. It's real straightforward. All it is living rock blocks. Make 5 in a circle, in a U shape there. Get you a diluting mana pool. Then I made a second one. Once you've got some mana in your diluting mana pool, if you it's showing you that, it's showing you mana infusion there. If you throw a second diluted mana pool into a diluted mana pool that's got mana in it, you get a mana pool, which is an upgraded one, which is what this is. So this is actual upgraded one. It holds 100 times more than the diluted one. That's a creative one there. That's just a infinity one, just for doing testing and stuff. So I've got the best mana pool there, so, and that's collecting mana for me. Wonderful. That's the first bit done. The next bit now then is, if we look at our Fallen Kanade, you can see that for this we need some stuff here. We need some petals, but most of them are mana petals. What mana petals are? All they are is they're a normal petal thrown into the mana pool. It's called infusion. I'm going to do it in a minute for something else, so you'll see what I mean. So I'll get them set up off camera at some point. So I need to get all them thrown in there. That'll use some mana, and that'll make them into mana petals rather than standard petals. We also need this guy. It's called a rune. And the rune, we need to make a machine called a runic altar. And first we need to make some water runes and fire runes. So I've got all the bits ready for this. So the runic altar, we need an infused diamond or ender pearl and some living rock. So let's get on with that bit. So down here we're going to want one ender pearl. And we're going to want some living rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we actually going to want another mana spreader, because we need mana tending from the mana pool to the runic altar. So I need a gold ingot, 6 of them, and a petal. Yep. So we start by making mana spreader. I know you have seen me make one of them on camera. There's a mana spreader. So actually it's the mana spreader going to the regen that I'm going to want to be the redstone one anyway, isn't it? So I made a mess of that. Let's break that one. A bit of dirt gone. That's still in there. So we'll put the basic mana spreader there. Face this way. I think I can turn it with that. Can I turn it with that? Oh, didn't mean to do that. You can set things up so that... In fact, I'll put it that way. If I shift click that and then shift click that, is that right? No. I've angled that to somewhere crazy and it's getting dark again. I have to double check how I do that angling thing because I'm doing it wrong clearly. Just place the right way, please. Oh, why are you doing that? There we go, right. That's sending into there again. What we're going to have is the redstone one. It's going to be over here. So I can put that lever down there. And we don't want that turning on yet, which is good. So that's full. It's not sending anywhere. That's exactly how we want that. Right. I'm going to sleep. Back in a sec. Okay then. Right, what we do here then is we need to make a mana pearl. So if you stand over here, over your mana pool, put in an ender pearl or a diamond into your inventory there. You'll see that it shows you a little tooltip there that it's got a tick. If I throw that in there, it'll become a mana pearl, and that's how you infuse, and that's how you do the petals as well. So I've just done them real quick. I've got mana petals ready for when we make the Fallen Kanade there. So now we need to make a rune of spring. So for that, first need runes of water and runes of fire. I'll come back to them in a second. We'll start with the water one when we get to it. There we go. So that right. First of all, what would we want this mana pearl for? What we wanted it for was, I'm still missing bits here because we're going to need another one of them. Yes, we are, for the actual runic altar. I'll keep getting ahead of myself. The runic altar is nice and simple. There we go. More living rock around the mana pearl. This is a runic altar. So now that can go there because that's in line of that, and we'll turn it on when we're ready to go. That should have no mana in it. I don't think it takes. I'm not sure if it takes mana unless it needs it. So what we need to do now then is start making things with runic altar. The first thing we're going to make, as said, is a rune of water. But for that, this is what we need. Now this is new, mana steel. Again, mana steel is just infused in the rune pool there. So the first bits we need are, we'll need 6 mana steel in total. Actually, to make it easier, why not just get 9 and make 9 at once. There we go. So make it into an iron block, and we can, rather than to throw 6 in there separately, we can run over here now. There we go. We've got a block and we can turn that into 9. So I've got 3 spare. That's fine. So what we'll do here is it Q again? No. Okay, this time we right click then. We don't click Q, we right click. So 1, 2, 3 of them, and a fishing rod. And let me just remind myself, a bone meal and a sugar cane. Bone meal, oops, sugar cane I mean, and bone meal. And now I've got all them in there. I believe I right click it with my wand. There we go. So we've got a noise, so something is happening. And now what we've got to do is you can see that if you mouse over that, it's got the box around the altar, so it's working. Now we're waiting for a graphic change, and what you'll see is little lightning strikes coming down into this. I'll cut until that happens because I'm not sure how long this takes. And there we are. We have got our lightning graphic You see it coming down there, the tree's in the way a little bit. Now this don't work exactly as I thought it did. It doesn't work when it's on, it works with a pulse. So I've been able to flick the switch on and on, and each time it gets a redstone pulse, it pulses some mana to the target block. So I've been studying, I've maybe flicked it about 30-40 times, and that's got enough mana there, so now I've got that. Then I did forget what to do next. I thought you just clicked it with the one, but you actually, I remembered after a couple of minutes, you have to throw a living rock block on top of it. Now I had an issue though, because when I did that and threw it, I've got two on there now. Get away. When I did that, my vacuum chest over there that was sucking it up, so I've had to come and take the vacuum chest out. Right, now let's try this now. So now right click that. Wonderful. We've got our rune of water. So now we need to do the same again, but for the rune of fire. So 3 of them, and this time it's a gunpowder and a nether wart. I believe that's everything. Oh, another brick. There we go, so that's got all them. So right click it and it's starting to work, and now you see that? You hear it? Got to keep pulsing it like that. So I have to change how this is set up a little bit, but I said the redstone one will be on the regen planet anyway, so it only gets power when I need it to regen me. So I'll maybe put a pressure plate next to it or something. That'll probably work. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'll get this second rune made. You get 3 at a time of these, which is quite cool. So I've got plenty for later on as well, and I'll get that one made, and then we're ready to do the final bit. And here is the final bit. So I've put 1 rune of water, 1 rune of fire. Was it water, the other one? Yeah, water, fire. 3 saplings, any type of sapling, and a wheat. And I've pulsed it full of mana again, so now it's ready to go. And oops, forgot to put the living rock in. So now, boosh. There we go. We have got a lovely rune of spring. Wonderful. So now we come back across to our petal apothecary, and we're going to throw all these things in here. So let's well, first let's get the things out of there. So and put water in it. Now I believe once you put a seed in, a petal in, sorry, the petal should slot into my inventory. There's a normal petal, then these are all mana petals, so 1, 2, yeah, there we go. Brown, orange, yellow, and the rune of spring, and a seed. Wonderful! We have got a Fallen Kanade. Yay! Now, this should be empty of mana. That's fine. So I'm going to break this, and I'm going to plant my fallen. Does it have to be in direct light of the sun? I can go right next to it. Never mind. You can always pick it back up again, of course. So I'm regening. Cool. So that's getting mana all the time. So I maybe don't understand how the mana works properly just yet. Because where are you getting mana from? Oh, it's getting it straight from the pool. Okay. There we go. I've got regen at my base. What's that? I guess I could just plant it down when I need it, so it doesn't use the mana, all the mana up. Oh, there we go. Excellent. We have got mana at the base. Wonderful. That's all I'm going to do with Botania just for now. It's got a lot of possibilities with Botania, a lot of useful things I can use it for, making plants grow quick and keeping mobs in or mobs out or breeding animals, loads of stuff like that. So I am going to get more into it, but so when I get on with something else for the rest of this episode. So I am very happy that I have got, just so I don't forget and burn to death later. I might as well fill that up. And I want a full bucket of water on me just in case I fall in lava, or, you know. Right. So if we look in our thing here, we've kind of covered Botania a little bit, and we've made a Fallen Kanade. Wonderful. Let's put these items back in here. So my runic altar can go in there, these spare runes can, that mana steel can, and the lexicana can go in there as well. Wonderful. Seed can go in there, and I can put my vacuum chest back. Great stuff. Next then, I'll make some quick and cheaty farms. Now, well, not cheaty, but let's put that back in its bookshelf because I ain't got room for it. There we go. Made a little storage room here just for storing loads of stuff. Double chests. I've run out of room a bit. Right. Now, what did I need 42 iron there for? I need to remember what I was doing now. So I've got all the bits here ready for making some MFR machines, and these bits here are for making some photovoltaic cells. Wonderful. Let's put my wand and my bow out of the way. I'm going to keep that regen on me just in case I get in trouble anywhere, not that I expect to in here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cripple myself by making all that and having no power to cook my rubber up. Brilliant plan. Let's leave that down there for now. You cooking? Yeah, you haven't got much coal though, have you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that bad boy going. That one's nearly full. Right, so I have to wait for that, so I can't do that just yet. What I want to make is MFR harvesters, and it looks like the pack set to the thermal expansion recipes, which I quite like actually. It's a good way to set them. So I'm going to make 3 of these. So I need 3 tin gears to start with. Let's start crafting the other stuff then. So 3 tin gears. That gets me them. 1, 2, 3, and then we surround them with iron and glass to make 3 machine frames. Wonderful. And then around them we want shears, axe, golden gears, and redstone coils. So 3 redstone coils is just redstone either side of gold. Shears, of course, is just like so. I need 6 of them. Yeah, is that right? So that's going to get in the way a bit, isn't it? It is going to get in the way a bit. And I'm going to need 3 1, 2, 3 of them guys. 1, 2, 3. And what else did I need? Gold gears. There we go. 6 gold gears. And a bit of lag to go with that. Oh, no lag there. Oh, excellent. Right, that's finished. Let me cook up this raw rubber. I want to be in fairness mode. That's going to cook up that raw rubber for me. I can get all this stuff ready. There and there. Machine frames go there. Axe goes on the top. So cook that once, it becomes a rubber bar. We actually need to cook it again for what we want though. Let's get them back out. So I have to let this cook once, and then cook it through again. I might as well should have done that first really. And there we go, there's my last of my plastic, so I need to now make that into plastic sheets. 4, 8, 12, wonderful, and now miles more plastic sheets than I need. And why you no work? Eh? Why you no work? Reception coil. Shears. It's an invar axe. Damn it. Invar axe. I've got 2 Invar. Son of a bitch. Making some Invar axes then. Let's pretend that never happened. There we go. So now I can make 1, 2. Don't know why I'm making all 3 at once, to be honest. I could have just done 1 and done the rest off cam, but you know. 3 harvesters. There we go. I've got some spare plastic. I knew I'd made done the math wrong. So, harvester, right, what we need to do is now power this. So we're going to make a photovoltaic cell. There's 2 types. There's one more advanced one that I will be making at some point because they're new to me, so I want to see what they're like. They do 4 times as much as them. We're going to make these ones. The first thing that you've not seen before that we need here is silicon. Now, you make silicon by throwing sand into the sag mill. But you're not guaranteed to get silicon. We got one then. I had extra sand there because it's not 100% chance of getting it. If you look on the sand, it's a 50% chance. If you look at clay, 80% chance, and redstone blocks for 80% chance. So you're not guaranteed to get it every time, but that's okay. Fused quartz is nether quartz in the alloy smelter. Daylight sensor is pretty straightforward. That's a vanilla item, of course. So let's put these together. So they want to go there and there. The fused quartz goes down the middle. We have some electrical steel. Now this electrical steel I didn't have to make because I looted it from chests. So that's okay. But you do that with coal dust and more silicon. And then the energetic alloy is the one which is gold with redstone and glowstone and the alloy smelter. And there we go. That gets us our power source for each of these harvesters. Wonderful. And as you can see, I've also made some barrels. Now, the issue I might have here is these harvesters, cheeky bastard, always acted a little bit janky around. That's a very obscure word, janky. You probably don't know what it means. Always often acted a little weird around trees. So this may cut down trees, I'm not sure, but let's see. So basically what I want to do is put that there. Wonderful. And I believe it's a 3x3 to start with. I believe on these guys. So it should do the 3x3 block in front of it. So it should do that. So let's have a look. If we put power in there, there we go. All it's doing is just anyone that's ready to go, it's just popping the cotton off. Wonderful. And chucking out the back, 8 cotton there. So what I want to do on the back of this is just have a barrel there. Oops. And in that barrel we put some cotton, then shift right click that to lock it as cotton. We'll get a full barrel of cotton there. And what you can do to expand this, Steve's Factory Manager, you can have 2 more barrels next to it. You can have it so it auto crafts into string and into wool. So it'll passively just create you string and wool from the cotton as it gets it, which is nice. I just want to confirm that this is put into the side of that barrel. So we'll get our watering can out and force this to grow some more. And it is there, look, you see the number going up? So, nice, simple, straightforward, automated string farm. Excellent. This only takes power when it's got stuff to grow, so look, that's not actually holding any power, look. Ah, it's got an internal there. So that's actually building up because it only needs power when there's something ready to be plucked, which makes it work really nice. Now, I've cut these trees down, I think. Well, I'll see what it's like without cutting the trees down first. Same here. For this guy, I might as well put that straight down. And bang that on there. There we go. Nice automated sugarcane. So that'll fill up a barrel. And of course I can do all the rest as well. The third one though, I'm not going to do the nether wart just yet. The third one, what I wanted to do was do a tree farm. That's slightly different because you need to collect more than one thing, so you need a little bit of routing and stuff as well. In fact, for now actually, I'm not going to do a tree farm just yet. I'll get the bits set up for that and do that next episode. What I'll do is, I might as well just, while I'm here, have that on there, aren't I? I have another water farm as well. There we go. Farms are us. Excellent. So, right, I want to check the time. I think I've got time to do one more thing that I wanted to do, and that was just to get this cobble auto crafting downstairs, and that's for the use of Steve's Factory Manager. Steve's Factory Manager is really straightforward. All you need to do is you go there. I think you go there. Alright. No. Yes. Oh, they're the wrong way around. We've got Machine Inventory Manager. Excellent. Now, what I can do with this is I've got a chest ready for this. Yeah. So instead of having a barrel on top of this guy, I'll dolly that up. I made a dolly, by the way, so I could move these barrels around. Nice and easy. I'll pick up that chest and put the chest there, and I'm going to change the output. So just go and say this is going to start filling up with cobble now. What I'll do is just on this. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And I'll create a trigger. The input's going to be from the chest below, and the output is also going to be to the chest below. So the input and the output chests are going to be the same thing. But all I'm going to get it to do is put some auto crafting in there. It's been a little while since I've done this, so I've done this on camera, but I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you a little thing to auto craft. Good start. Let's move that. I'll set up a little auto crafting thing just to make this into compressed cobble. Okay then, nice and quick because the episode's nearly 40 minutes. We've got one trigger, one floor, we've got 4 inputs, 4 crafters, 4 outputs. Now I've not done last craft, I'm just going to do this one on cam, so that's double. This is triple. Oops, I'm not sure the name of that. Quadruple there. There you go. So this is crafting quadruple, so the crafter actually wants triple. Yeah, makes sense. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to search for triple C, space C, gets me triple compressed cobblestone. So I'm just going to select that for each of these. There we go. And set inventory, select that, and now we can connect that and connect that. So basically the input is the chest just from the top, because it doesn't matter what side, and it's all blacklisted because we don't need any whitelist. The output is exactly the same, the chest just from the top, and it's blacklisted because we don't need any whitelist. So if you look at our chest, what we've got is we've got normal cobble coming in. Now if we connect, I've put it behind the box there by the way, if we connect the floor to the first one, you'll see that it's all been just crafted into compressed. So that every time that gets to 9, it's checking once a second if it can craft anything. So once that gets to 9, bam, it makes it compressed. And basically it's just each floor is doing the same thing. So that is compressing, so that's using normal cobble to make compressed. This is making compressed to make double. So connect that. Jump in there real quick. That was 15 compressed, that's now become more double, and so on and so on. So nice and easy. So just connect that one, and connect that one. So what we'll have in the chest is the least amount of stuff as possible. So if we put it into the right order, so if we put that second, that first, double, triple, quadruple. So we've got one quadruple still. So you see, every time I get to 9, one of them will get made. Every time I get to 9, one will get made. Easy. Lovely. Right then, I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you as always for watching. Hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me next time. In fact, real quickly, let me just grab a load of this and sling it in there. Look at that. Sorted it all out as quick as that. So what we've got in here then, we've got 3 compressed, 4 double, 5 triple. Sorted. Excellent. Cheers. See you next time. Bye.